Shalom. Apostle Torah coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video, But Thine Eyes Shall See Thy Teachers. Let me go up some verses. I'll start the 8th verse, Isaiah 30, verse 8. And we should all be familiar with this precept. Now go write it before them in a table and note it in the book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seers meaning prophets, see not, unto the prophets prophesy not, unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit, lied to us. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, which is represent Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakwadash, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. In other words, the Most High gonna break you up. He shall, I'm talking you, Israel in general, along with the other nations. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shred to take fire from the hearth. Nothing is going to be broken so much that you can't, is going to be useless. You can break a vase and pick, you break your mama's vase and you get some crazy glue and you put it on there quick and you take it sweet time and they don't notice it. They don't notice that shit. Well, when a vase totally breaks, there's nothing that you can do with that vase, or to take water out of the pit. You use that vessel like a bucket we use to take water out of a well. It says, so when the Most High get finished with you, Jakes that are not of the elect, there's not going to be anything left of you. You're going to have to come back all over again. For thus saith Yahweh, the Most High, the Holy One of Israel, and in returning and rest shall ye be saved, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and ye would not. So the truth is constantly being brought to you by the men of the Lord. And the majority of our people, they know about, with the whole YouTube era, from 07 up until this point, what we're talking about, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We're talking 15 years of being on YouTube without taking any breaks. So there's a lot of Israelites, if not all, most have watched us, not just in this country, but around the world. It says, but ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. You can't get away from the judgment of the Most High. That goes for you too, Esau. 17 verse. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, and at the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain and as an ensign on a hill. And we are that beacon. That's why so many people are leaving Christianity. Let me look up the word beacon. The word there is run. Flag post, mast, beacon. And what is a mast? A mast holds up a flag. Isaiah 13 comes to mind. Lift ye a banner upon the high mountain. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble. Lift ye up a banner upon a high mountain. Shake their hands. Lift up thy voice that they may go into the gates of the noble. The nobles. So we're back here in the 17th verse. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one. At the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain and as an ensign on an hill. Let's look up the word ensign. Ensign. And that's nas for ensign. Something lifted up. Like they say, beacon, one of the definitions is a flagpole. So if you got a flagpole, what do you put on the flagpole? The flag. It says something lifted up, standard, signal, signal pole, ensign, banner, sign, sail, standard as rallying point, signal, standard, pole, ensign, signal. Let's look at some of these precepts. Numbers 21 verse 8, and Yahweh said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh up, shall live. That was a sign of Yahweh Shai in the form of a serpent. If I be lifted up, I shall draw all men unto myself. Bear with me for a minute. I'm just looking at some of these precepts. Isaiah 11 verse 10. Isaiah, these are some good precepts right here. Ooh, I gotta read this one. Blow the smoke off of this one. Psalm 60 verse 4. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee. So what is a banner? We are the banner. Or we lift up that banner, but we represent that banner too. You know, we are poles and flags go on poles, and the flag or the banner is the scriptures. So anytime we speak, we go to the scriptures, right? It says, thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. So what are we displaying? We're displaying the scriptures because of the truth, because the truth is the scriptures. I was watching some of the debate between, I believe the man's name was Chris Harris and Vocab Malone. I couldn't really watch the whole thing. I watched a little 5 minutes of it, then I kind of once, went to some other videos, and I kind of checked back on it maybe a half an hour later. And the ending of almost at the end of the video, they were arguing back and forth, vocab was getting gully. So what happened was this guy, Chris Harris, I believe his name is, he was going into a lot of the scriptures, Deuteronomy 22, 28, and 29, and those scriptures dealing with the rape, and he dealt with, I believe he even went to Deuteronomy 21, 10 on down. And he said, how can that be moral? Well, morals are based upon a society, man. Okay? In America, you can go to a steakhouse and order a steak well done, right? You do that same thing in India among them Hindus, they might kill your ass because you're asking them to take their grandfather, their grandmother, chop her ass up, cook her, and I'm going to eat it in front of you. So to them, eating the steak is immoral. Morals is based upon a society. Really, morals are based upon the Most High. So the Most High says, if a woman grab another man's private while trying to come to the aid of her husband, she ultimately gets her hands chopped off. So Chris Harrison, whatever his name is, he said, is that moral? Yeah, it's moral, because the Most High said it's moral. Us putting the nations, is slavery moral? Well, it was moral to Esau because he was on top. He was a master. So in our kingdom, when we put our people in the slavery, captivity, is that going to be moral? Yeah. Because moral is based upon what society that you're in. And the morals, the whole planet is going to follow the morals of the law, of the Most High. And the enforcers will be us. Okay, so now let me continue to read. Isaiah 5, verse 26. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and will hiss unto him from the end of the earth, and behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. Isaiah 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which that line goes back to David. David was the youngest son of Jesse. So the prophet Isaiah is saying, he's speaking about the Messiah. He's saying he's going to come out of the root of Jesse. There's another scripture that speaks about the stem of Jesse. I'm not going to get that. Somebody can put it in the comment section. Which shall stand for an ensign, pole, banner, symbol of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. So we're a part of that too, because we're doing what did the Lord tell Peter? He said, do you love me, Peter? Feed my sheep. Do you love me, Peter? Feed my lamb. Do you love me, Peter? Feed my flock. And he said it 3 times so it can be confirmed in his head, to be sealed in his head, all right? That he's supposed to teach the flock, which are the elect, by the way. 12 verse, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble, because nations, we are scattered amongst the nation, right? The nations. So out of all of the nations, Israel's gonna be redeemed. Starting with the elect. It says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the 4 corners of the earth, because that's where they are. That's where they are. They're located literally throughout the four corners of the earth. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may what? Go into the gates of the nobles. And we're already in the gates of the nobles because they're talking about us. Let me, Isaiah 18, verse 3. All ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, because this is a world ministry in an oikoumene sense, earthly ministry. See, when he lifteth up an ensign, so the ensign represents us here on the earth, or on the mountains, governments, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear ye. The trumpet is the truth. Now let me come back. Okay. 14 verse. And he shall break it as the breaking of a pot, as I read that. 15 verse. But thus saith Yahweh, the Most High, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and you would not, because you're going to have Jakes that's not going to accept this. So they got to go. The Most High is going to destroy them. But ye said no, for we will flee upon horses. I read this too. Let me jump down to 17 first. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, and the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of the mountain, and as an ensign on an hill. So I read about the ensign, right? What an ensign is. And we are that part of that ensign. It says, 18 verse, and therefore will the Lord wait, Yahweh wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you, the elect, for Yahweh is a power of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him. Who's waiting for him? The elect. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. Thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. So all Israel, that's in First Kings, the 8th chapter. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and see if I can get that. Bear with me for a minute. Blue letter. Okay. Okay, First Kings. I'm almost positive. 8. The prayer of Shalamah. Bear with me for a minute. Let me go ahead and find it. Bear with me for a minute, please. Let me try it this way. Please forgive me. I believe it's the 33rd verse. Let me read the 33rd verse and I'll jump around. I'm gonna jump around. I'm not gonna read straight through. uh, 1 Kings 8, verse 33, when thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee. And that's, we're in that situation right now, and shall turn again to thee and confess thy name and pray and make supplication unto thee in this house. Then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again unto the land which thou giveth unto their fathers. That's all I really need. I mean, you can read this whole chapter, but it says that from the top, when thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, our last enemy to smite us down is who? Esau. But that's what we're under, Esau, because this is Esau's world. Because they have sinned, we have sinned against the Most High, and shall turn again to thee and confess thy name, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh, and pray or cry and make supplication unto thee in this house. Then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again unto the land which thou gavest unto their fathers, meaning set us back up in the kingdom. And see, you jakes that fan your hands at us, you jakes that want to be Kemetic, you jakes that want to be Baptist and Methodist, you are holding back us, being on top again. So I'm gonna say a quick fuck you to y'all, and may the Most High fuck all of you up, you motherfuckers. Anyway, let me come back over here. It says, for the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem, thou shalt weep no more. He shall be gracious unto thee at the voice of thy, he's going to be gracious unto you at the voice of thy cry. When you go, Yahweh, save us, Yahweh. But you got to add in Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, save us. We're tired of Esau. If we all did that, this man would go down overnight. But is that going to happen? No, because the Most High is the one that blinded them in the first place. Isaiah chapter 6. When he shall hear it, he shall answer thee. And though, this is a 20th verse, this is a key verse. And though Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, which we are suffering right now, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Let's pull out a couple of words from this verse right here. Let's look up the word teachers. Yara. Shoot, cast, pour, to throw, cast, lay, set, to shoot arrows, to direct, teach, instruct. To direct, teach, instruct. To throw water, rain, which is the word. Who are the instructors or teachers of the Most High now? The prophets, right? Yet shall not thy teachers be removed in a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Let's see if we can get the word see. See. um, Ra'ah, 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 Ra'ah. I'm sorry, Ra'ah. It means to see, perceive, to see, have vision, to look at, see, regard, look after, see after, learn about, observe, watch, look upon, look out, find out, to see, observe, to appear, present, present oneself, present, the word present meaning present. Let's come back. And though Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. Let's pull up the word corner. Okay, let's see if corner come up. The word there is kanap. To be put or thrust in or into a corner. Be hidden from view. Be cornered, be thrust aside. Like put on the side. Don't let nobody see this person. And that was prior to really 2007, and the YouTube era was started in 2005. We were put into a corner. So the opening was the YouTube, was the web. But so the mainstream media, the MSM, they're not going to put us, they once in a while they'll kind of throw us in there. If they put us in there, it's on some negative BS to demonize us. So we're off the corners pretty much. We're still on the corners literally, but we're off the corners as far as being not known. All right. So let me come back. And though the Lord Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the order of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers. So the Most High has teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So didn't I say in the beginning of this video that I would say that the majority of Israel saw this, have watched these videos, right? So they have watched us. If you watch any IUIC videos or ISUPK videos, you damn sure watching GMS videos, because they might say something talking about us. So people might say, well, who's this GMS group? Let me go to them. Or we might say something about ISUPK. Well, who's this ISUPK group? Let me go see what they got to say. And in doing that, the elect, that's the sifting process in Amos, the 9th chapter. That's the sifting process, because you got certain men that are part of IUIC, you got certain men that are part of, and women are part of ISUPK, you got a certain men part of Sakari, you got certain men part of HODC, whatever the case may be. And that's the sifting process. All right. So now it says the 20th verse, it said, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So my question is this. This guy did a video, sent me came on my page. So I watched the video and I took a copy of it and put it up. And I think I entitled Give Your Comments and Response videos. It's called The Kingdom of Israel. Now, what I know, the first thing I noticed is that you don't see this guy. Now, I didn't, mind you, I didn't check every single video. But who's this guy? Give me a second. I don't know. I don't know if that's him. But if you go to his videos, let me see something here. Okay, so he joined YouTube December 25th, 2017, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're talking about almost 5 years. Okay, he goes into okay, Judah, Negro, Benjamin, West Indians, Levi, Haitian, Simeon, Dominicans. I'm going through each and every tribe. Well, it just now tells me and when I heard him and I watched his video, I said, this guy is from the original One West. I don't know what year. Now, in the original One West, Marshall was considered to be King David. All right. See, you can't go wrong when they got the sign like this. That means he was part of One West at one time. So he's not dealing with everything that was taught at One West. And how can you be so sure that these tribes are who these people are on the right side? Zebulon, Guatemala, to Panama. This is all One West. Issachar, the Mexicans. This is all One West. So this is a One West individual that until he proves himself, I don't see him as being, I see him as being a low-level scoffer. Not a scoffer that just curse you out, but he's poking holes in the doctrine, but he's not poking holes on this. So this guy has to be definitely from the One West era. So now what I did was this, right? I noticed Patreon, right? Patreon, and Isaiah 30 and 20, show your face, let me know who you are. Because we're getting it now. We get a lot of people that ask questions or do videos, and when you go to see what they look like or see what they're about, you don't see a picture of their face. You don't see them on the highways and the byways. You don't see that. Now check this out. It says the kingdom of Israel is creating a treasure hidden in a field. Select a membership level. It says Patreon, $5, VIP Patreon, $10, exclusive Patreon, $15 per month. Let's say you get 1,000 followers, that's $5,000 a month. It says, let me come down here. About the kingdom of Israel. Subscribe on Patreon for exclusive access to our most important video lessons. Visit the Discord server link. I don't got to read anymore. All I got to do, subscribers on Patreon for the exclusive access to our most important video lessons. Now, what if you can't afford it? You can't get the most important stuff, right? Let me look up the word exclusive. So this, you tell me about the thing, I'll go back. I didn't know we ain't gonna go back and forth with you, bro. We want to know who you are, where you from, where did you learn this? You did some of the videos, you actually went into the Hebrew, you breaking down good, tawab, bad, ra'ai, alright, peace, shalom. I believe you even say shalom. Let's look up the word exclusive. Ooh, excluding or not admitting other things. In other words, if you don't pay for the Patreon, You ain't gonna get this exclusive stuff. Restricted or limited to person or persons, group, or area concerned. An item or story published or broadcast by only one source. No, I don't want that. Let me go to Merriam's. Those are some good definitions. Exclusive, not shared, available to only one person or group. The group that got the money. You get this special shit, all right? So now let me come over here. It says, buy the truth and sell it not, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Proverbs 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Matthew 10, verse 6. But go rather to the Lord's sheep. And what it says here, I'm sorry. These 12, Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles and other nations, and enter into the city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, because you had people going back. You got to read the story of the account in 2 Kings 17, that when King Shalmaneser V pulled out the northern kingdom and put them into captivity, they had put other people up in there from them surrounding areas, which is in the land of Samaria. You can go to the story. I'm not going to go all into it. But anyway, the Lord sent lions among them, and they were trying to figure out why, and they realized that they weren't keeping the laws of the land. So what happened was they had taken uno, achad, one priest for the job of teaching them the laws. And when they started keeping the laws as heathens, the lions didn't attack them anymore. All right, showing you that the nations got to keep the laws too. And in the kingdom, we as a nation are going to be a kingdom of priests, kings and priests. Why? Because we're going to be the Levites, if you will, to the other nations and show them the law. Ain't nobody going to show us the law because it's going to be inside of us. Okay, it says, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, because you had people there. Now you had Israelites that were living in Samaria, but you had a lot of heathens that thought they were the people of the Lord. Like the woman at the well. She was obviously of another nation. It said, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And they're lost now. Why? Because they don't know that they're Israelites. The majority, I would say 99% of the people that woke up to the fact that the Israelites, the one Westers and so forth, all of y'all were part of a church, one franchise or a church or another. I know I was. It says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. So when you put up a Patreon account, you're saying you want to get the really deep stuff. I'm gonna give you these videos here, but if you want to get into the deep breakdowns, and this is what Nate did, he would give you a 10-minute video, and then he would say, come to my site. And when you go to the site, he will sell you the deep breakdown of Daniel 7. And what messed up his money was us, because we were breaking it down for free. It said, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devil. Freely ye have received, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor script for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet stays, for the workman is worthy of his meat. So you were supposed to take care of the men that the Lord sent out, the people are supposed to take care of them. That's why he said, don't bring no extra this, don't bring no extra that, don't bring 2 coats, shoes or staff. Don't bring no silver, no gold, because you're going to be taken care of from the people that you teach. Then it says, well, what if I go to a town that don't accept me and they don't accept what it says, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it's not worthy, let your peace return unto you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house, it says an actual house and city, shake the dust off thy feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire from the heavens in the day of judgment than for that city, meaning the people of that city, the people that rejected you in the past and the people that reject you now. When we get beamed up, most high willing, that we're the elect, and we do get beamed up, the rest of you going to die, and you're going to wonder why didn't I get beamed up? Because you wasn't one of the elect. All right. Now what I did was I took the word freely. So what you got to do, the kingdom of heaven or kingdom of Israel, whatever your name is, I forget your name. Hold on, let me come back. Or the kingdom of Israel. Whatever you for now on, you got to show your faith. You got to show us who you are. You got to give us your history. All right. You know our history. We came from One West. You know what we look like. Okay. Okay, so I clicked on the word freely. Not going to make this too much longer. Bear with me. Dorian, which means freely, undeservedly. Like you fix somebody, and I did this. You give somebody a jump start, they offer you money, and you kind of decide, oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I remember I helped this damn nigga. Yeah, and I called him a nigga. The guy had a flat tire, so he was trying to call, I don't know, a tow truck or some service. So I said, well, let me help him fix his tire. You know what I wound up doing? He did shit. I did his whole, I don't know how to hook that up. I don't know how to do that. This nigga didn't know how to do nothing. So I said, you know what, man? I'm a hook him up. I hooked him up. And in my mind, I was saying, he's going to offer me some money. And I'm going to say, no. Do you know that nigga didn't offer me shit? And it was almost like a damn torture that he said, thank you. So I said, you know what, man? At that time, but that particular time, that day, I said, I ain't never going to help a nigga again. Now, will I help somebody in the future? I'll try their spirit, man. But Jake ain't shit, man. This nigga ain't shit. The nigga didn't help me at all. But I said, you know what? Let me try to help a Jake. That's a brother. I said, Jake, let me help him. And like I said, it was almost like he broke his neck to say thank you. It's like he didn't want to even say thank you. So among my people are found wicked men. Okay, it says freely, for not, in vain, or for nothing, right? Romans 3 verse 24. I'm not going to read the verses above that. Somebody can read it if you want. Being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Hamashiach Yahushai. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 7. Have I committed an offense and abasing myself that ye might be exalted? Because I have preached to you the gospel of the Most High freely. Now, some people were helping the Apostle Paul, and others, like the Church of Corinth, which Apostle Gabar always says got to be the worst church out there. Don't do hell, you always ask money, man. You know, and he cursed him out. You can read about that in what is that? 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Second Thessalonians 3, verse 8. Neither did we eat any man's bread for nothing, but wrought with labor and travail night and day, that we might be chargeable to any of you. And that's what Paul said. Said, look, man, we're gonna work, we're gonna do what we gotta do, we're gonna earn our keep, so to speak. But in reality, they were supposed to take, no, you take this, we gotta help you. You're giving us the truth. As a matter of fact, let me go to that. I'm not gonna read it, I'm just gonna go to it and probably hit the point. Like 1 Corinthians 9. This whole chapter is good. Whole chapter is good. That's a breakdown right there. Let me start from the top. I'm sorry. Am I not an apostle? Am I not free? Have I not seen Yahushua HaMashiach, our Lord? And the reason why Paul was able to write all those letters, because Yahushua, our Lord, was giving them the visions, giving them that information to write down. How did the Apostle Paul know about Melchizedek in Hebrews, the 7th chapter? Because our Lord, HaMashiach Yahushua, gave it to him. He said, oh, this individual Melchizedek is blase. He didn't have a father and a mother. He was a priest that Abraham gave tithes to. In the whole, you can read the chapter yourself. So how can anybody, you know what I'm talking about, say that, well, that's not a divine book of the Lord? Well, then none of Paul's writing is divine. Do you agree that the Lord, that in the book of Acts, that the Lord knocked him off the horse and blinded him and said, why dost thou kicketh against the pricks? Because if the Lord was dealing with him and knocked his ass off the horse, that's power, dunamis. From the Greek dunamis, meaning power, and blinded him. In other words, why you think the Apostle Paul made this statement in 2 Corinthians 5th chapter, knowing the terrors of the Lord, we therefore persuade men, because he saw the power of the Lord. And he knew that the Lord could have killed them. And then it was said that he was the Lord set him up as a chosen vessel, which made him the elect. So how can he just be writing his own books? That would mean he don't have no fear of the Lord, man. It said, are not ye my work in the Lord? If I be not an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of my apostleship are in Yahweh. My answer to them that do examine me is this: have ye not power to eat and to drink? Have ye not power to lead about a sister, a wife, as well as other apostles, and as the brethren of the Lord and Cephas? The brethren of the Lord, what was that? James and Jude had, at least one of them had a wife. That's why he mentioned it. And Cephas was Peter. Peter had a wife. It says, or Ione and Barnabas have not we power to forbear working. What does that mean? What does that mean? Forbear working, meaning we shouldn't have to work on a, out there because we're pushing this truth to you. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says, who goeth to warfare at any time in his own charges? Who planteth a vineyard and eateth not of the fruit thereof? Or who feedeth a flock and eateth not of the milk of the flock? That's called a quid pro quo. Look that up. 8th verse. Say I these things as a man, or saith not the law the same also? For it is written in the law of Moses, thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth out the corn. Doeth the Most High care for oxen? Then he goes on and says, this is really for our sake. 11th verse. If we have sown unto spiritual things, is it not a great thing if we reap your kind of things? Meaning not put a price on it, like a patron. Like if somebody asks you a question, a deep question about a breakdown or an understanding, and you say, well, are you part of the VIP club? No, I don't have no money. Well, I can't help you, son. That's what that means. So this guy, until you tell us what you're about and we see your face and we see, because you're not out there on, I don't see you out there on the highways and the byways. I check your videos. Check out the videos, inside joke. I check your videos. Let me go to playlist. Go back to videos. By the way, that's from the brother from GMS put that together. Okay, you got a woman following this guy. And this guy's trying to get his own fame up. But like I said, you can show your face, show me the videos that you're out there on the highways and the byways. Okay, you got one with me on it. Read that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. You got Apostle Rhyme Lob. Is Elder Rhyme Lob Satan or just stupid? And this guy does a whole hour. Let me click on it. Where did he get the shalom from? In One West, they used to say shalom. Where did he get the shalom from?
First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of His beloved Son, Yahweh Shai.
Where did he get Waharakat Kodash? From me. I was the one that said that based upon Matthew 28. So this guy is basically taking certain things from what he learned from One West. Maybe he never went to One West. Maybe he followed us as a secret disciple, and now he's coming against us. We don't know. But until you show your face, until we know who you are, we don't have to deal with you, man. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.